Miss Serena on the stage!
Before you analyze a logo, you need to understand the entrepreneur as well as the person who is going to read this logo or see this logo, who is the target audience. Normally, when we do this, we will take time to interview the person who owns this company, know their story behind it before we recommend any logo to them. If the entrepreneur cannot tell you a story about themselves, you cannot come up with a logo for them. It's impossible. After you know about this, the next thing you need to consider, like what Jason has mentioned, the language you want to use, like the adjectives, the adverbs or hyperbole or anything that you want to use. Now, after determining the language, you need to look at the visual, because for a logo, you can only attract a person less than, I think, only a few seconds. So you need to think about the visual, the format, and the flow. What type of media this logo can go on? If you want to have on a digital media, so your color is very important. And how you want to make this, what want to stand out, and what is it that you want people to look closer. The first thing that you need to look at for a logo is, what is the thing that will captivate that person to look at it more? Each logo, there is also a flow. What do you want the person to look at first? And then more in-depth, you have to think of the flow. If you're working with a big company, they already have a branding strategy lined up for you. It's a tick booklet. They will have all their branding strategies lined up. And the best person who will come up with that is either the COO of the company or the CMO, which is the Chief Marketing Officer. They will have that for you. It is already lined up. And for big companies, they're very detailed. They even come to the point of telling you what color tones you can use. They will give you the Pantone colors, correct? You use that right too, right? Pantone colors. And they will give you, for each font, what is the font you can use. And they will even draw for you the angle. These are for big companies. But small companies sometimes, what we also want is to maintain this type of fonts. We want the fonts. So now, coming back to this. So since let's imagine you don't know this entrepreneur, what are you going to guess? What is the message that he or she or this company owner wants to tell the people or her community?
I think in this case, when they don't have much experience in analyzing symbology, they should start backwards by looking at what is there first before they try to guess the meaning.
You can do that if you want.
The shape, the connotation here is that it's related to literacy and writing and intelligence. Handwritten is also authentic. Who recognizes the font? Yes, Times New Roman is the easiest font to read at any distance. In fact, official documents are required to use Times New Roman, like my university assignments. They do require Times New Roman font size 12 with 1.5 spacing. You don't do that, you get marks taken off. Yes. Oh, and also margins of 1.1 inches on the left and right, and 1.5 inches on the top and bottom. And it's easy to read. Very easy to read. So we want this to be very clear, and this one should also be clear because the message needs to be clear. All right, simple as that. Then the shape of this thing. Honestly, I'm not a very artistic kind of person, so
Is it like a globe?
Oh, why not? Okay, why not? Why not a square or why not a diamond? Why not a diamond?
Not symmetrical.
What do you mean not symmetrical? Square is the most symmetrical. Well, other than circle, I guess. So why round? What does round? What kind of connotations do round give you? Perfect, not quite. The earth, world. Okay, what else? Round is usually the shape you want to use when you want to appear very wholesome. All right. Next, let's talk about colors now.
Blue.
Blue.
Red.
and white. Blue and white are the dominant colors of the picture, whereas the fonts are black.
That's the background.
The book is white.
And what is the background part of? Picture. Okay. So the dominant color here, that when you're from very, very far away, the first thing you see is blue and white. The details of green, red, pink, whatever, they are details. The big color is blue and white. Light blue, like sky blue, and white, what do these colors symbolize? In color theory, different colors symbolize different things in both positive and negative ways. Light blue, okay, so obviously this is education center, so they are using positive colors. Light blue means, what does it feel like? Okay, so light blue, like this kind of light blue usually symbolizes possibility. Open sky. The sky is the limit. You can go everywhere, right? And white means purity, new beginnings, like the open book we mentioned earlier, right? So, and white is also bright and open. So there's a lot of message that we're trying to convey through the colors here. It probably tells us that, this place here will unlock your potential and throw you out into the wide open world. Huh? No, that's deep blue color. All right. The fonts are black because black is the standard easiest to read on the bright background. It's very simple. Don't even think so much about that. Then why is this in reddish, pinkish, purplish color? In this case, it's not a meaning kind of purpose, but the purpose is to make it stand out from the blue background. Contrast. In this case, it's still easy to read while not standing out too much and stealing all the attention. Okay, so that is color. Today we are talking about adjectives. Adjectives are words that you use to describe anything. Okay? And here I have looked up, because I never bothered to memorize, a list of order of adjectives, which is what is the correct order to put adjectives in if you want to describe something with more than one adjective. For example, if we have a bag, and it's a big bag, and it's a black bag, we put both of these together. How do we do it? Is it a black big bag or a big black bag?
Big black bag.
Big black bag. Why? Why not the other way around?
Sounds better.
No.
We call it the importance of order.
Yeah, that's the order of adjectives I'm going to talk about right now. Okay, so if you read enough, if you speak enough, you can feel that it is wrong if it's wrong. Okay? It's very weird to say black big bag. Very weird. It feels something is off, right? So here are the order of adjectives. Number 0, because technically it's not adjective, is determiners. What is a determiner? I see a lot of people who are secondary school here who should know this kind of thing. I see a few people who are graduated already who should know this kind of thing. Determiners such as articles, and the, always comes first. Our, your, my, these kind of words to determine what this thing belongs to. This is what is a determiner. It's number 0, okay? It always comes first. So You don't say big my bag, right? Obviously. Okay. Number one on the list that always comes first for adjectives is the opinions.
I feel, I believe.
Feeling, advice,
Think of something.
suggestions. Okay, so the point here is that opinions are subjective. Subjective meaning that they are all based on individuals' opinions. Some people might think that this particular brown is very natural looking color. Opinions. Example of opinions: good, bad, great, terrible, beautiful, lovely, that kind of thing like that.
Yeah.
Okay? Then, number two is size. Big, small, huge, gigantic. Number three is shape. So the shape would be like circle, square, triangle, or it can be a different way of saying things like flat or wavy, protruding, things like that. Okay? That is shape. After that, number four is the age of something. That would be like old, young, new, ancient, antique. Number five, which is color. Color also includes bright and dark. Okay, so color: red, blue, green, yellow. It can also be multiple words, kind of adjective, like a light blue or that kind of blue that kind of reminds you of the sky, but actually during the evening when it's going to rain. That is a single adjective.
Wow.
Everything has hyphen between all the words. Number six is origin. Where is it from? Malaysian, American, Chinese, or it doesn't have to be country. It can be, as long as it tells us where is it from. So it could be Johorian cuisine, for example. Okay? Then we have material that comes after that. What is this thing made of?
Leather jacket.
Wooden cupboard. Okay, now let's talk about this logo and the adjectives that we can use to describe this logo based on the order of adjectives that we just talked about just now. So let's start with determiner. What do we use for this one? Sorry? Wrong. The. This is the logo that we use. Okay, speaking of, when do we use the and when do we use the?
The is only singular.
Wrong. The. When we use the, when we use the? A-E-I-O-U. If the word comes after the, then we use the, like the apple. But there is a different usage for the, which I just used just now. Logo starts with L, but I used the logo.
That specific one?
The logo.
To emphasize something. This is not grammatically correct. Okay? But everyone uses it. So, determiner here we use is the. Okay? Then, opinion. Give opinions on this. One word opinions. Starting, no repeating from anyone. Okay? We'll go in a circle.
Artistic,
Artistic. Okay? Next.
creative.
Creative.
It's about like knowledge.
Intellectual.
Smart.
Smart.
Smart. Okay.
Wordy.
Okay, beautiful then.
Huh? Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Meaningful.
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 Friendly.
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 Aesthetic.
Aesthetic.
Aesthetical. If you want the
Aesthetical.
adjective. Okay.
Simple.
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 Can educational
One word. Don't ask questions. Just say one word.
Is it counted?
Educational then. Okay.
Educational. We can see that it has a kind of intellectual kind of property to it, like related to something about smart. Why? Where do you get that feeling from?
Education.
Books and flowers. What do flowers symbolize?
Harmony.
Huh?
Natural.
What?
Is there
Growth.
a key on the book?
So here we're talking about the symbolism of this image here in the middle. We don't look at the rest of it yet, okay? Books symbolizes knowledge, it symbolizes learning, symbolizes wisdom. Flower symbolizes growth, beauty, old-fashionedness. Patience, yes, because. All right, yeah. That's a really good one. That's a really good one. Okay, so yeah, patience would be a very good point there. There's also a pen right there. What does a pen symbolize? Sure. When you have the idiomatic kind of expression like a blank book, what does that mean when you describe someone as a blank book?
Oh, easy to read.
Huh?
Empty-minded.
Empty-minded. Not wrong. Empty book usually means that it needs something to fill in so that it can become something that you can learn from or you can read from.